Okay, so welcome back. Another podcast. We're playing Destiny again, but we're just chilling around in the helm because we wanted to do less of like a podcast, we ask questions by a robot and all that, and more just look at the weapons we've got this season and kind of just get our opinions on them based off their looks. Well, maybe about how good they are as well, but just maybe based off their looks on my part because I am nowhere to talk about if a weapon's going up because I don't look into that part of the gun. Green might be more adept in that area. But yeah, so first off, I believe
This is what, right? Right. This is more or less just for fun and our personal opinions on these weapons, right?
yeah, there's no like if there's like genuinely something that annoys us about it, we'll say it, but it's not gonna be we're not gonna just like shit talk all the time. Or like we're not gonna like say like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
We're not gonna shit on a weapon just because we don't like it. We're gonna actually take into consideration if it's useful or not.
And also, if we don't like the way it looks, we will take into account that maybe someone else likes it due to a certain aspect.
Mm.
But let's start with the duality weapons. And we'll go in descending order, which means the first weapon would be fixed odds, the machine gun. Which, have you got that yet?
I fucking love it. No, I have not. But I don't know why, but it's just machine guns I love, and I do not care what you say.
That's fair enough, I suppose. But in terms of the original design, it's not new. It's a redo. It was back in the season of the Opulence, so it's a reused legendary. But in terms of design, it's fairly unique. In terms of it, like you don't see many weapons that look like the fixed odds. Like sure, this general shape you probably recognize, but that's just kind of just the way the weapons are. But in terms of that, I think that looks good, and it takes shaders pretty well. And I do like the fact that it has ornaments as well. They brought back the ornaments from Season of Opulence, and I've got the ornament for the machine gun, which makes it look pretty good. And I believe, in my opinion, that with the ornament, the shaders work really well with this weapon.
Dude, yeah, because I have. All right, so I'm looking at it right now. I have the unseen to be shown ornament on with bitter pearl, god tier.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's genuine. Yeah, look at his stats too.
yeah. My the one
Environment.
I've got here. Well, this is not the one I've got. This is the one that's in the collections. But it seems like it primarily goes off impact and range.
Yeah.
So that's good in that because, like I said, I'm not gonna be very good in that aspect. But from what I used of it, it felt pretty comfortable, in my opinion. In fact, I think we might just go to the actual the enclave because there we can actually look at the weapons, and if we have the weapons, we can actually transfer them over and shoot them, and actually get more of a thing of it.
Oh yeah, because we can. Yeah, because there's a mailbox. No wait, no vault. My bad.
Yeah, there's the vault where you can actually test the weapons. So that's probably a better place to go. I think I have fixed odds on this character. I do.
Still mad at you because you got that fucking LMG before I did.
Have you? See, yeah, you haven't got one yet.
Nope.
Yeah, the one I got was fairly bog standard, far as I'm aware of. I don't think it's the best. Probably might be worse ones, but again, I don't really play the game for the best or the worst rolls. I kind of just whatever I get, I use. If it's the shit end of the stick, then there we go. Um. Okay, so down into this vault. Anyone who's listening to this on Spotify won't really see this, but if you're watching the video on the Gold Riley channel, you'll see the shooting of the gun fairly well. But we'll be talking about it anyway.
So
So,
do we actually have to be in the Enclave, or can we just be out on Mars?
we can't go anywhere else on Mars unless we did the mission.
Hmm.
But I mean, here
So
works.
what?
To be honest, this machine gun it shoots. It shoots as like a normal a machine gun would do. It shoots somewhat slow paced, and it seems to have decent range and accuracy. I'm missing all my shots there, but it seems to be in that aspect pretty well. And its crit shots, I can actually hit crit shots, seem to do okay. I can't tell obviously why I'm right now if it's more of a crit weapon. Actually, I can check that now. It is a high impact frame, so this weapon will be good for impact. So you got anything to say about it, Green?
Bro, the kind of gun to just stomp your shit.
Hmm?
I said it's the gun to just stomp your shit.
Yeah.
I kind of just. Alright. And I was kind of just busy grabbing something from my vault, so.
Okay, well, I feel like we've kind of wrapped out on this machine gun. Because I don't think there's really much else to say other than it's pretty good. It looks pretty good. I prefer the ornament, so I'm not sure how you feel, Green, about it. I personally find the ornament look really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
the ornament looks puggers.
so overall, I would personally rate it a good, comfortable 7 out of 10.
Yes. 8 out of 10 for me because I love LMGs. To damn with the stats.
Yep. Okay, so the next one is, I believe, was the fusion rifle. Yes,
Yes.
the. You want to try and
Now
pronounce it,
this one
Green?
I have used, and I can say it's meh. It's iffy.
Do you want to say its name, Green?
Wait, what's his name again?
The Epicurean. Oh god, I can't. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct.
Let me looky.
Epicurean. I don't think I'm saying that correct. I can see epic and I can see Ian at the end. Epicurean. Epicurean. Well, I don't know if I'm saying that correct.
Bro, I'm gonna just call it the fusion rifle because I'm too lazy to say its full name.
Yeah, basically the Menagerie fusion rifle, which I'm currently looking
Let me go
for
grab it.
in my inventory. There, I got it. I've currently got the ornament on it. But we can technically just see what it looked like without the ornament. This is not its natural color, so let me just put its natural color back on. So in terms of colors, it's very similar to the machine gun which we had last. And looks, I would say, out of the weapons for the dungeon, isn't the best looking one in terms of looks because it's kind of it looks more bugger standard than the other one did. The other one looked more menagerie based, while this one looks kind of like it just put some gold spray paint on, whacked some jewels on.
Not it.
But with the ornament and the color slated, it does look much more of its own weapon, and that boosts it up a little bit for me. In terms of the way it shoots,
I've got it equipped. Let's find out. Or do you
it's
have
pretty.
it?
I've got it. It shoots pretty
Yeah.
regular. It's a fusion rifle. The charge time is okay. I'm sure that changes depending on the role. Um, and the range is decent, but the accuracy is not that well because obviously it's a fusion rifle. It's a void, but apart from that, unless you got anything else to say, I think that's all I can really say about the fusion rifle.
Yeah. I'll admit it's an interesting fusion rifle.
Okay, it's a fusion rifle, so if I was basing it off by its original look, I would say a 4 out of 10. But with the ornament, I would say it's a 6 out of 10. In my opinion. Okay.
Yeah, 4 out of 10 for me. too.
So the next weapon would be the lingering, or there's the sword, the exotic sword, which neither of us have, so we can't really say much about it, apart from looks. Which I would personally say in looks, that's a pretty nice looking sword.
Bro, honestly, basically, it's just a sword version of fucking Rat King.
Yeah, well, I rather like have it myself just to check on that, but yeah. But in terms of the way it looks, at least, it looks very nice, very unique, and the ornament looks quite nice as well. It's always the ornament's based off this season pass weapon, the season pass armor, and the dungeon weapons. So it looks quite nice. Very darkness, nightmare kind of esque. Okay, now, and I would rate that based off looks alone. I would say that's a 5 out of 10, but I need to know a bit more about it than what I know about it. And you Green?
I give it a 2 out of 10. I don't like it. I like it, swords in general. I do not like. Don't ask me why.
Everyone's entitled to their opinions. Okay,
Yep.
so now we have the Lingering Dread, the grenade launcher primary, which I've currently got
I
equipped.
fucking love it.
Now my reservations on this, when I first saw it before the dungeon came out, because they kind of released the seal or the badge so you can see all the weapons beforehand. I wasn't that massive fan of the way it looked, because it kind of looks, in my opinion, from the way it's looking here, they had way too much going on in the front of the thing, but at the back it was kind of just nothing. It kept just wasted space. And you can see with the grenade launcher, that is much the case. And unfortunately, you can't see much of the detail in the front because, well, the front is facing away from you because you don't shoot the gun backwards. But I do like the sight. The sight's very nice. I do like the overall aesthetic of the type of shotgun grenade launcher it is, where it kind of like the reload's pretty nice as well. But I do like how a lot of the front isn't as bad. Like you still see a lot of the front, a lot of the good parts basically from holding it, which is good.
Yes.
But I will say, and I will stick to my reservations before that, in terms of looks, the back of the gun, where you normally see the part of the gun, is a bit lackluster. It's very bog standard. It's
Yep.
all the cool details at the front. So on that, I kind of have to
And
lower it
you
a bit
can't even
down.
see it most of the time.
Yeah. So on that alone, it would, if we could see like if the more was more of that detail from the front on the back, this would be easily a 9 or 10. But I'm going to have to put it down to an 8 out of 10 because most of the details in the front.
Yeah, admittedly, I'm gonna have to put it as 8 out of 10 too.
And in terms of the actual functionality, it's a grenade launcher. It works fairly well. I'm sure the perks and it work well as well. But yeah. Next one is the pulse rifle, which I haven't got. Though I believe Green does.
Hmm. Wait, what's up?
The pulse rifle.
Oh, the new purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got rid of that. I didn't like it.
Well, there we go then. Yeah,
But
could you...
when the time I did had it, it felt clunky. It felt slow.
Alright.
Like so, I didn't like it.
Well, people do like slower ones because I know they're okay in Crucible, or at least they were. I don't know what's going on with Crucible these days. But because I've never had it, and he's clearly didn't like the gun. He got rid of it. We're gonna have to purely base this off the looks, I suppose, to get that score. And in terms of the score, the looks, I would say out of all the weapons, I would say it looks the coolest. Like it's the most unique design out of all the weapons from the dungeon. Especially And a theme that I've noticed with the weapons is the part which you normally see like just before, behind the sight is normally quite normal. It's always after the sight where all the detail is, which is kind of annoying because you don't really see that for obvious
Yes,
reasons.
yes,
But
most of it's up near the front where you're usually not sitting.
like I said,
We talked about it.
I do stick with my previous statement that I do feel like this
Riley,
is the
I'm
most.
Riley.
Yeah,
Riley, the only one that looks remotely normal after the scope, as you're talking about, is fucking Storm Chaser.
we'll get to that one because we'll get to that one. But like I said, in terms of weapons, like the way they look, this is the most unique, and I would say it's my favorite looking, despite me never getting it. So, based on looks alone, I would say it's a comfortable 9 out of 10 on looks. And the functionality, I don't know. I've never had it, and based off green, it's probably not that good. But that's just one opinion in a million. So it's up to you if you have it or not. Base your opinion off if you like it or not. But okay, so now we've got Storm Chaser, which I do have. Do I have it on this character? I do.
We.
Storm Chaser. Storm Chaser, I would definitely say the on off is definitely the most ununique weapon out of the bunch. Because I would say it looks more like a Leviathan weapon than an actual weapon from the rest of the dungeon. Because
Riley, it's a 3-round burst with linear fusion
I'm talking about
rifle.
I'm talking about the way it looks. Well, I'll get into the actual functionality in a minute. But like in terms of the way it
Hmm?
looks, if you put the cast selection which I had, it basically looks like you could have got this weapon from Leviathan or one of the other raids that came out around that time. So it's, in terms of the looks, it's not that unique, but it makes, as Green said, it makes up for most of that in functionality. Where this is probably in terms of how the weapon functions, is the most unique out of the bunch, because this is the only linear fusion rifle that, as far as I'm aware of, that when you shoot a single round, it shoots 3 bullets at once, while only taking 1 bullet. So you can get a little bit more damage in. I'm not sure if they do more damage or it's kind of just that one bit of damage is fractioned into 3 shots. I think it's probably the second option, but it's still very much a unique thing. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's be the next meta. It might be, but I like it. It's a nice little quirk weapon. It's just it's cool. And it's the charge time when it's not that long either, so that's also something pretty good as well. But in terms of
Yeah.
functionality and a uniqueness, I would put it as a 9 out of 10 because I don't know too much about the perks and all that, but it's unique shooting way. I feel like it
9 out
is.
of 10 would recommend.
Yeah, it's if you don't if even if you don't like linear fusion rifles, it's fun to use. Um, in terms of looks though, I would give it a heavy 3 out of 10. I the looks of it is it's very normal looking. It's not nothing particularly unique about it, apart from a few artistic things. But like I said, out of all of them aesthetically, it's the least unique, which is ironic considering it has the most unique, like, utility
Firing.
wise. And then finally, we have the last of the weapons, which is the SMG, Unforgiven, which is my personal most used weapon, and I believe the only one of the weapons that kind of breaks the habit of where it's only really the front that has the detail. Because if you notice at the back of the gun, the detail carries on all the way to the back. The back doesn't look like any other weapon. Sure, it contains the same sort of shape, but it doesn't look like any other weapon you've kind of seen. It doesn't have like a recluse back to it, or like a that kind of weapon. But the front is very minimalistic. It's kind of meh. Back, it's overall, it's minimalistic. It's still unique, more unique than the other one. which I would say this uniqueness of this one rivals the pulse rifle. If not, is more. I might go back on my statement on the pulse rifle. This might be more unique in terms of looks, but just like how we had a bit of a flipperoo with the linear fusion rifle, it's not very unique in terms of shooting. It's sure it's from my experience, I enjoy it. It's definitely the weapon I've used the most of this season, but it's very much like your kind of SMG. It has fully bullets, and those fully bullets go very fast. In roughly estimate like 3-4 seconds if you're just like flat out shooting. But that in that time you can do a lot of damage and kill quite a few people with that 30 bullet magazine. So in terms of looks and usability, I think I'm gonna
I'm
merge them
also pretty
together.
sure you can craft one and have it.
Again?
Yeah, most of these you can craft, right?
No, you can't craft the weapons from the dungeon.
Damn.
It's annoying, but that's just how it is. But in terms of the actual functionability, I would say it's a 4. It's nothing new, but it's not bad. Um, and in actual aesthetics, I would say it's a 9, probably a 10, because I also do like the red effect is very noticeable when you hold the weapon. Because some of the weapons it's kind of hard to tell. I can't tell with the pulse rifle, but if I put this back to its original shader, you can very much tell that the red is present on the gun when you just hold it in your hand and shoot it,
Mm.
which I do like. Because with all the other weapons, it's kind of hard to see, especially if you change the shader.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't have it. I don't have the SMG or have seen anyone use it, but it seems like a pretty fun weapon.
It's definitely my favorite weapon in terms of to use from the dungeon, and it's basically goes from like the SMG to the grenade launcher to the storm chaser and then the machine gun. That's basically my order of the weapons. Oh, and then there's the fusion rifle, which is roughly it's between storm chaser and the machine gun. It's not anything. It's not changing anything new. It's unique, sorta, but yeah.
Mm.
Now, in terms of the opulent weapons, there's no set order that I can. I don't think there's actually I don't think there's actually a badge for it. So I'm just going to go off it. I know there's 4. First one being the Callus Mini Tool. This I only just got recently because it took forever for me to actually get one. I don't know why it took so long for me to get one, but it did. As you can tell, it's not very much of a unique design. It's copying very much off the Midas Mini Tool, which it kind of even in the name it's somewhat copying with the Callus Mini Tool, but I think it's pretty decent. It shoots quite fun. It looks decently. There's not much kickback. It has 38 bullets, so it has 8 more bullets than the other SMG, and it lasts a little bit more longer. That if you just have the trigger down, so that does mean that you can get a bit more shots in, and use some. Then you have some more spare bullets to actually shoot the next thing. But like I said, in terms of looks, it's not that great, and I can't really push back onto the ornament because I haven't got the ornament. I'm pretty sure the ornament's in the store right now. Is it? No,
No, it's the one for drag.
the drag, yeah, or drang. Which while we're here, drang, I have somewhere. Oh, I do have it.
I've used Sturm and Drang, and believe me, Drang's fun. It's fun.
I don't
It's
really
a good
use
weapon.
I don't really use sidearms that often. Even with the trespass, I don't even use that often. But in terms of the Callus Mini Tool, I would put that as a comfortable 5 out of 10 in looks and usability, in my opinion. I'm sure it has some decent mods. Also, another thing is the next 4 weapons we mentioned, the Callus Mini Tool, to the foreseeable future, these can all be crafted at the Enclave, where we are right now in Destiny.
Yeah.
Including the Drang, which I have here. It's it's a fairly standard sidearm that shoots a single bullet. It's doing okay, but at the end of the day, it's a sidearm. It's a copy of another weapon that was already out, but it does the job. I haven't got much to say about it because I don't use sidearms. I haven't used that much. So I would give this a comfortable 4 out of 10. It's subject to change depending if I ever decide to use sidearms. It might be really good. That's why it's my vault and I haven't just got up and got rid of it. But yeah. So swiftly moving on. Okay, there's the sniper, which I don't believe I have on this character. Let me just give me a checks. Just trying to think, is the sniper is a secondary, correct?
Wait, which one is the secondary?
The sniper.
I don't. I think so. Yeah.
I'm just quickly checking. I don't normally use snipers, so I probably wouldn't have it put in the vault. But I know I have got it at some point.
What's the name of it?
I don't know off the top of my head. Let me just check the collections because it'll probably be there.
It will.
Sniper rifle. It's called the Beloved.
I have it. Yeah, it's a secondary.
Yeah, I don't think I have one saved. Which is, there we go, because I don't even use snipers regardless, so it's not shocking that I would have deleted it without even thinking about much of that. So I know the Beloved back when it first came out it was used a lot in Crucible, so I'm kind of biased against it in that regard. It's not that unique of a weapon. It's kind of like a bit of the barrel. It's got gold and that, but apart from that, it's a very you've seen many weapons like this before. It's not got anything unique going for it. And in ornament wise, I haven't got the ornament, so I don't know. But I'm sure the ornament will only make it more normal looking. So, and again, I don't use snipers and I haven't got it on me, but I'm sure it works well as a sniper because all snipers it's kind of hard to fail at being a sniper if you're a sniper. So,
Yeah.
I'm sure from looks alone, I give it a 1 out of 10. It's nothing about it's unique apart from the center of it and a couple of gold bits there. But in terms of shooting, if it's anything like it used to be in Crucible, I'm sure that the usability of it is like a 5 out of 10, if not higher. Though I'm not sure if that's changed since it was vaulted. Then after that, there was one more, which was the IS Luna. IS Luna? I think I've said that correctly. Or Ostringer. The IS Luna was something else from Grass Bravos. The Ostringer. That's it. The Ostringer is kind of the one I'm probably going to be most generous towards because one, it's a hand cannon. I have naturally got a likeness towards hand cannons. I don't know why. It works very well. It shoots a lot like Hawkmoon. Though, if you space your shots quite well, it doesn't really kick back much. So you can kind of leave the trigger and it won't really move. You don't need to constantly break the aiming. Okay. You can just keep on shooting and it doesn't really move its shot that much. So that's a good thing. And it's a hand cannon, so it'll be pretty decent. And it's a adaptive frame, which I'm pretty sure they're good. Don't quote me on that though. I'm not an expert at that. And then looks, it's at the time when it first came out in the game in Destiny 2, it was very unique. It was copied off the Hawkmoon and the AS Luna from Destiny 1. But at the time when this came out, both of those weapons weren't out. So this was very much its own unique weapon. Until the Hawkmoon came out, and then after that, the AS Luna came out. But I would still consider this in Destiny terms the original of this design in Destiny 2 terms. Um, and you can, and especially if you put the ornaments on, it gets even more unique because no other weapon with this similar shape kind of has that kind of barrel, and it looks, even with this kind of design, it still looks unique with this ornament.
What's up, Doc?
I'm just talking about the hanger sword.
Hmm.
And when you use it, it still looks pretty fine. And then there's also another ornament, which I believe this is the only one of the Menagerie weapons that has two ornaments, which I was thrilled about because I used, like before it was Sunset originally, I used this hand cannon non-stop, which is called the Prize Ivory, which I believe is kind of like just based off Gold's armor a little bit, because he had very similar armor in my opinion, where it's just a white and gold. And I think personally it's my favorite in terms of the way it looks, because it just changed the way the weapon looks to a whole new degree while still keeping the whole general shape of it there. And also it does take shades fairly well from what I've seen, as you can see if you look at the recording. So I would rate the hand cannon in personal wise, and this is probably I'm being a bit biased because I use the hand cannon a lot, and I just really like hand cannons. I'll give it a 10 out of 10 for looks, and in terms of usability, because it was a hand cannon I used, and probably will still use for a while, considering it's now not to be sunset, for a very long time. So that, yeah, it'll be 10 out of 10 overall for me. Unless you got anything else to say, Green?
Nope.
Okay, and now we're going to go to the last batch of weapons, which is... I need to have a quick drink. Okay. Which is the haunted weapons from the season pass and just season activities. So the first one is the scout rifle. All the weapons kind of have a similar issue to the weapons from the dungeon. They have but it's to a much lesser degree, where they have designs that you definitely recognize and they're very basic, but it still kind of has its own flair, even going to the back. So that's why you kind of can give it a bit more leeway, and it definitely much more. And it definitely has the same issue where the front gets most of the detail, and the back doesn't, which is a shame. But in terms of the side scout rifle, I believe it works pretty well. I used it for my first run on the dungeon, I'm pretty sure, unless I use another weapon. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I used this my first one for the dungeon.
Mm-mm.
But it shoots fairly fast. It holds 16 bullets. It's fairly accurate where it shoots. As you can see, I can shoot all the way to the back of the room fairly comfortably without really missing. I do like the red kind of design that goes in the middle, which leads to the barrel. So overall, design, I would say 6 out of 10. Nothing really different, but it's still cool. Well, the front's very different. It's like there's a whole, like, you don't really see much weapons that look like that. But towards the back of the gun where you normally hold it, nothing really new there. And in terms of use, I don't use scout rifles that much, so I can't really tell the difference, but it seemed to be a pretty good scout rifle when I used it. So, yeah. I would say 6 out of 10 overall for me.
Sounds like a fair assessment, yes.
I'm guessing your opinion on that's not that different?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, in that case, we'll move on to the auto rifle. Probably the weapon I've used the least out of the haunted weapons, despite being the second or first weapon I actually got from the haunted weapon lineup. It has a very similar design to the Scavelock, and unfortunately is unlike the scout rifle. Even the part of it which is unique, it's not massively unique like the other one was. Though, it still is pretty unique, so it has that going for it. And I do like how the site it's got its own unique site. And so I was a bit of a fan of the Scavelock back in when that was originally first came out. But in terms of that, looks, I'll give it a 5 out of 10, and in use, its stability is pretty well, at least on my one, and it shoots with a decent amount of fire rate. So I would say comfortably like 5 out of 10 overall. Green?
What is
anything
it?
to go against that assessment?
No, no. Seems like a fair assessment.
Okay. Then we got the one which I used a lot and still kind of use, which is Nezric's Whisper, the glaive. In very many ways, it's very similar to the glaive you get for doing Destiny 2 Witch Queen. So in that aspect, it's not that different. I'm pretty sure it has the same amount of shots, with it being 6, and I don't have the actual one here, but I believe the other one had 6, and somewhat
Yes,
similar
it does.
reserve. Also, the only difference I can really observe is the original one does Void, this one does Arc. I'm sure the perks are slightly different, which means it has a bit more pull, but you can make this as well, so it's very, very similar. The only defining trait of it really is the fact that it looks like it's somewhat a melted version of the original one you get for doing Witch Queen, which I think is pretty cool. But on that basis alone, I think in terms of uniqueness, it's not that high, probably 4 at best. And in usage, again, not very. It's not really adding anything new. It's not exotic. It's not like the exotic ones where it ability. It hasn't got much more bullets. It hasn't, as far as I'm aware of, it's acts pretty much the exact same, apart from it being a different element. So in terms of uniqueness, in terms of the way it works, I would give it a 1, maybe a 2.
Yeah, honestly, honestly, the Lumbray's Ruin is significantly better,
I can't speak too much on that because I've never got it, but I've seen that's
but
the superior legendary glaive,
yes,
and also it's miles more unique than the original glaive you get for doing Witch Queen.
yeah,
Okay, so the next weapon out of the horned weapons is the trace rifle, the second legendary trace rifle to be fact, based off very closely to the original legendary trace rifle,
but the one you
which
get from doing Dares of Eternity.
yeah. Though there is some noticeable difference. It's in terms of differences, it's very similar to the Scavlock, the auto rifle from this group of weapons. That the front canvas looks decayed, but the rest of it kind of looks very similar, apart from the center here being very much a giant red abyss instead of being like a matrix where it spins around when you shoot. But
Mm-hmm.
also, I just noticed I think that changes when you shoot. When you shoot, the red thing in the middle actually does glow, which is actually a unique trait that I didn't originally think of.
No about till now.
One thing that I do feel like it kind of clashes with the design is that it shoots void. With the fact that the middle of it glows red, but it shoots purple, I just don't. In my head, this doesn't really work. Like if it was like not arc, solar, I feel like that would have worked a lot more for the design, in my opinion. Though I'm not here to judge what the element is. Like, I don't mind that much, but in terms of aesthetic wise, I feel like that does affect it a little bit. Um, in terms of legendary trace rifles, it's very similar from what I've seen to the original legendary trace rifle. It shoots a laser. That laser's accurate. It has 100 shoots, it kills. So overall, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. It does its job, and it's somewhat different. and it's a legendary choice roll, which is not that common. So after that, there is another weapon I can't remember. Because we've done the shotgun. I don't think I have the shotgun on me. But
There's a shotgun.
yeah, I don't think I kept it
Hmm.
on this character. But we just go into the collections. We'll be able to see it fairly fast, I believe. Shotguns. Where is it? Can't find it. I swear there was a shotgun this season, wasn't there? Going nuts. Maybe I've gone nuts. I swear there was a shotgun. I swear there was a shotgun. I'm gonna keep swearing. Gonna keep swearing. I swear there was a shotgun. There's only one way I can check this. Is actually go to the thing. But I can't be that crazy. I swear there was a shotgun.
I think you are crazy, dude. Because I don't remember there being a shotgun.
Well, I distinctly remember what it looked like. Unless I'm having the Mandela effect. Genuinely, like, complexing me.
Bro, you're finally bamboozled.
I'm so certain that there's a shotgun, but I can't see it anywhere. Wait, I'm pretty sure you get the season pass, don't you? Yeah, there is! Yeah, I wasn't crazy. Without remorse. The shotgun. I don't have it on me, and I don't know where the hell it is, but there it is. It's on the screen right now. I can only base it off what it looks like because I don't have it, and I for some reason can't get it. But it looks very close to. I don't know what the original shotgun. It's basically the shotgun if you ever
What is
played
it called? What is
Without
it called, Riley?
Remorse.
Without remorse?
Yeah,
Oh, I have it.
yeah. Well, basically, if you ever remember playing Destiny 2, the original Destiny 2 campaign, the
Riley, just
first
send me
secondary
and
you
you'll be
get,
able to see it.
the first secondary you get, the shotgun, not the grenade launcher, looks very
I mean,
similar to
stubborn
this.
oath.
I think it's 7 yeah. It looks very similar to
It's
this,
stubborn oath.
but the barrel is slightly more like it's all over the place, like all the other weapons. But I would say this is definitely a 1 out of 10 in terms of looks because it's not that unique. It's not changing that much. And it's also really hard to find. And I don't know how what it should like. Probably very similar to what the other shotguns it looks like, shoots like.
I mean, I have one, so
Yeah. But now the last one, which I know I do have, should have, because I think I've seen it, is the bump in the night.
oh, that big ass rocket launcher that looks like it's from a fucking horror movie.
Yeah. And it's definitely the most unique in terms of the front wise. Actually, there's a live. I would definitely say in front wise, the scout rifle definitely was that, but this is the second one, and it's all let down when it comes to the back. The back's very normal. It's not that unique. Um, so aesthetically, it's okay. I don't use it very much because I got Galahorn. Um, but it looks okay. And I'm sure the perks on it are okay as well. So I'm going to give this a nice, comfortable 5 out of 10. And I think with that, unless you've got any objections to that,
Hell no.
I think we can end it comfortably there. If you
Thank
liked this
God.
video, hit the like button, subscribe, and if you want to watch more podcasts, you can either go into the Spotify and listen to them there, or go into the YouTube channel and find the playlist there and watch the videos. Anyway, goodbye for now. Bye.